गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बूफलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम्। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। In the Dvitiya Skandha of Bhagavatam, Shukadeva teaches meditation to Parikshit. Meditation, dhyana. There are various forms of meditation. In fact, nowadays people do certain types of meditation. But the meditation that people do nowadays often lacks the main content of meditation. There is no meditation without Paramatma. It is often a relaxation. You observe the breath, you relax, or at the maximum you concentrate on something. But the true dhyana, true meditation means you are relating to Paramatma. Without bhakti, there is no dhyana. The Shastras refer to the meditation with the word upasana. Upasana is a manasa karma. It is a mental activity. Saguna Brahma Vishayakam Saguna Brahma Vishayakaha Manasa Vyaparaha Upasana. Upasana is Saguna Brahma Vishayaka. You meditate on Saguna Brahma. And it is a Manasa Vyapara. It is a mental activity. A mental activity where you entertain a flow of similar thoughts. A flow of thoughts dealing with the Paramatma alone. Dealing with the Bhagavan alone. For Upasana, the Shastras prescribe an alambana. Alambana means the theme of Upasana. The object on which you focus your mind during Upasana is called alambana. And the alambana has to be shastrokta. It has to be prescribed by the shastra. Shastrokta alambane sajatiya pratyaya pravaha. Entertaining a flow of similar thoughts on a shastrokta alambana. On the theme that is prescribed by the Shastra. Mainly, there are two alambanas. Two types of alambanas are prescribed here in Dvitiya Skandha. Shukadeva is telling Parikshit how to meditate. Parikshit is already on the bank of Ganga. He has given up eating, drinking, etc. Prayopavishto Gangayam. He has taken to Prayopaveshanam. Prayopaveshanam means giving up of food, drink, etc. until death. And he wants to attain the Paramatma. And he has asked for the sadhana which can lead him to Paramatma. Then Shukadeva says, Shukadeva prescribes the meditation, Upasana. And one of the forms, one of the alambana for Upasana is the Vishwarupa Ishvara. The Ishvara in the form of the whole universe. Yesterday we have discussed that the whole universe is a manifestation of the Ishvara. Since Ishvara is the cause of the universe, the whole universe is a manifestation of Paramatma, manifestation of Ishvara. Therefore, the entire universe is meditated upon as a form of the Ishvara. Such meditation is described here जितासनो जितश्वासो जितसंगो जितेन्द्रियः स्थूले भगवतो रूपे मनः संधारयेत् धिया. First of all, Shukadeva talks about the preparation, how one should prepare oneself. Jitasane asana jaya, asana siddhi. One should be able to sit in a posture, in an asana, for a good length of time, at least half an hour. Asana siddhi is an important component in meditation, an important preparation for meditation. Patanjali says, Sthira Sukham Asanam. Asana is a posture in which you can sit for a long time, comfortably and steadily. If one is able to do it, he is called Jitasanaha. He has accomplished asana siddhi. Jitashvasaha. After sitting in a posture, one should become Jitashvasa. One should regain the harmony in breath. The breath should be in harmony. Breath should be in proper rhythm. There is a very close association between prana and manas. There are 5 koshas: Annamaya kosha, Pranamaya kosha, Manomaya kosha, Vijnanamaya kosha, and Anandamaya kosha. Among these 5 koshas, there is a very proximate relation between Pranamaya kosha and Manomaya kosha. Any disturbance in Pranamaya kosha can cause a disturbance in Manomaya kosha. Any disturbance in Manomaya kosha can cause a disturbance in Pranamaya kosha. We can understand it with a very easy example. Suppose the blood pressure increases. Blood pressure is attributed to our pranamaya kosha. The physiological functions in the body belong to the pranamaya kosha. Blood pressure increases. What happens? It affects Manomaya kosha. It makes us restless. It makes us angry, short-tempered. So the disturbance in Pranamaya kosha disturbs the Manomaya kosha. And it is the other way around also. Disturbance in Manomaya kosha disturbs the Pranamaya kosha. If somebody is angry, blood pressure rises. So the anger leads to blood pressure. Blood pressure leads to anger. Both are true. Therefore, there is a way to quieten the mind. The Yoga Shastra proposes a technique to quieten the mind. Since meditation is a manasa karma, a manasa vyapara, the mind has to be quieted. It is a preparation for meditation. It's not meditation, it's a preparation for meditation, quietening the mind, composing the mind. How to quieten the mind? The easiest way is to quieten the prana, to make the prana regain its harmony, to make the prana function in a rhythm, in a proper rhythm. And it is accomplished by certain types of pranayama. Even nadi shuddhi can help. A simple nadi shuddhi can help in quietening the prana. And there is another way also, even simpler way. Just observe the prana. Observe your breath. And allow the breath to function on its own. Do not use your will to breathe. Just be a witness of your breath. Then the prana regains its harmony. And when the prana is quietened, the mind also gets composed. Therefore, jita shvasaha, jita sangaha. Sangha means attachment, interest, attraction to the external objects. Jita Sangha means one should get rid of the attachment to the external objects. As long as our mind is engaged in various external objects, as long as our mind is attracted by various external objects, it cannot dive deep inside. Therefore, jita sangaha. Give up the attachment to the external world. And jitendriyaha. The indriyas should be disciplined. The senses should be disciplined. Often there are distractions. There is some noise outside. Some disturbance outside. Then the indriyas get pulled away. And once the indriyas are pulled outside, meditation is gone. Somebody rings the mobile phone. Then for a while there is a distraction, and once there is a distraction, meditation is gone. Therefore, jitendriyaha, the senses should remain focused, undisturbed. Jitendriyaha. It is true during meditation also. And the one who meditates should have proper lifestyle. He should have a disciplined lifestyle. Without a disciplined lifestyle, it is not possible to meditate. Jitendriyaha. Sthule bhagavato rupe manassandharaye dhiya. Bhagavatah sthule rupe. On the gross form of Bhagavan. The gross form of Bhagavan is the cosmic form, the universal form. It is described in this chapter. The first chapter of Dvitiya Skandha. And the same is summed up in many short shlokas. Bhuvpadau yasya nabhirviyadasuranis chandrasuryau cha netre karnavasha shirodyaurmukhamapi dahano yasya vasteyamabdhihi antasthai yasya vishwam suranarakhagago bhogi gandharva daityaihi chitram ram ramyate tam tribhuvanavapusham vishnumisham namami. Bhuvpadau. The earth is his feet. Nabhirviyat. The sky, the space is his navel, his nabhi. Asuhu anilaha. The air is his prana, this breath. Chandra suryau cha netre. The sun and moon are his eyes. Such is the description of the cosmic form of Paramatma. Sthule Bhagavato Rupe. The Sthula Rupa of Bhagavan. The cosmic form of Bhagavan. Manas Sandharayet. One should focus the mind. The universe is looked upon as the body of Paramatma, and thus an Upasaka meditates on Paramatma. And then it is described in many shlokas. Patalamestasya hi padamulam pathanti parshni prapade rasatalam mahatalam vishwasrajotha gulphau talatalam vai purushasya janghe ityadi. The universe with the 14 lokas is described as the form of Paramatma. It is one form of meditation. Then there are other people who don't like to meditate on this cosmic form. Then there is another form given, another alambanam given. Kechit swadehantarhridayavakashe pradeshamatram purusham vasantam chaturbhujam kanjarathanga shankha gadadharam dharanaya smaranti. Some people, some sadhakas, some upasakas Swadehantarhridayavakashe, in the heart region in their body. Swadehantaha, inside the body. Hridayavakashe, in the Hridayakasha, in the space in the heart. Heart is prescribed as a locus for meditation. Swadehantarhridayavakashe pradeshamatram purusham vasantam. They visualize a form of the Paramatma, a form of the Bhagavan, and it is pradesha matra. It is confined to a given space, in a small space, in the shrine in the heart. Chaturbhujam kanjarathanga shankha gadadharam. Chaturbhujam, they visualize this form. 4 arms, Chaturbhujam, Kanjarathanga Shankha Gadadharam, holding 4 things in 4 arms. Kanja, lotus, Rathanga, Chakra, Shankha Chakra, Gada, Shankha, Chakra, Gada. All these are there in his hand. Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. Dharanaya smaranti. They do dharana. They focus their mind on this form with the devotion. Prasannavaktram nalinayate kshanam. Prasannavaktram. And they visualize his face. Prasannavaktram. He has a smiling, pleasant face. Nalinayate kshanam. His eyes are like lotus leaves. Kadamba kinjalkapi shangavasasam. He has a pitambara, wearing yellow cloth. Lasan maharatna hiranmayangadam spuran maharatna kirita kundalam. He is wearing various ornaments like a kirita, etc. This form is prescribed for meditation. Shukadeva prescribes this form for meditation. And then there is a description how one should meditate. Ekaikashonga nidhiyanubhavayet. While meditating on this form of Paramatma, Ekaikashaha angani bhavayet. One should meditate on one part at a time. For example, meditate on the feet. Meditate on the arms. One arm holding Shankha, arm holding Chakra. Or meditate on the eyes. Meditate on the face. Thus meditate on each part of the form. Ekaikashonga nidhiyonubhavayet padadiyavadhyasitam gadabhrataha. And how these forms have to be meditated, in which order, it is also told. Padadi, starting from feet. Padadi, and it should culminate in yavad hasitam. It should, from feet, it should come to his smiling face. Jitam jitam sthanamapohya dharayet. So, each sthana should be first accomplished. Means one should find success in each sthana. So one should meditate on the feet until the feet become very vivid and the mind stays on the feet easily. Then one should shift to other anga, other parts. Jitam jitam sthanamapohya dharayet param param shuddhyati dhir yatha yatha. And as he meditates in this manner, the mind becomes purer and purer. Param param shuddhyati dhir yatha yatha. As he keeps meditating every day, regularly, the mind becomes purer and purer. यावन्न जायेत परावरेऽस्मिन् विश्वेश्वरे द्रष्टरि भक्तियोगः तावत् स्थवीयः पुरुषस्य रूपं क्रियावसाने प्रयतस्मरेत. So how long should one continue this kind of an effort? Until one gets absolute, steady, unswerving devotion to Paramatma. Until the presence of Paramatma is felt continually, effortlessly, spontaneously, one should make effort to meditate in this manner. After explaining the meditation in this manner, Shukadeva also talks about the phala. In the Shastras, we find the description of two gatis. In fact, we can talk about three gatis. Gati means the journey of an individual after death, after the fall of this body. The Shastras talk about three gatis. Number one, Shukla Gati. Number two, Krishna Gati. And number three, Adhogati. These are the three gatis. Gati means a journey, transmigration. In the works like Brahma Sutra, there is the discussion on Utkranti and Gati. Utkranti means leaving this body. How the Jivatma leaves this body, it is also discussed. And after Utkranti, after exiting from this body, how he travels from this body, how he travels further, it is also discussed in detail in the Shastras. Now, the course of journey that we take depends on what we have done in this life. Now, somebody leads a life of adharma. He doesn't follow any of the values prescribed by the Shastra, does not follow the path of dharma. Then he gets the adhogati. Adhogati means he goes downwards, meaning he will be reborn as an animal or as a plant, both animal and plant. Pashwadi sthavaranta adhogatihi. If he has only done papa in his life, he gets adhogati. But suppose he has done certain good works, he has done some punya karma, he has performed yajna, dana, tapas, etc. He has led a life of dharma, eschewing all adharma. Then he goes by a special path known as Krishna Gati. The path is described in the Shastra. Dhumo ratristatha Krishnaha Shanmasa Dakshinayanam Tatra Chandramasam Yogi Tatra Chandramasam Prap Yogi Prapya Nivartate. Tatra Chandramasam Jyotihi Yogi Prapya Nivartate. So he takes a path and he goes to some higher loka, which we call Swarga. And he stays there for a while, experiences the result of his punya, his good karma in this world. But the punya that he has done is not permanent. In fact, even the punya is never permanent. Punya or papa, it is not eternal. It is like the money that you earn. As long as you have money, you can spend it. It is like staying in a 5-star hotel. How long can one stay there? As long as he pays money, he pays the bills. And once the money is exhausted, he has to go out. Likewise, one can enjoy Swarga as long as the punya allows one to stay there. The punya gets exhausted. And when the punya is exhausted, he has to come down. Kshine punye martya lokam vishanti. When the punya is exhausted, he has to return to this world. Once again he takes a human birth. And again the journey continues. Again karma, and so on. It is called Krishna Gati. You go by this path, the path of Krishna Gati, and you have to return also. Avartate punaha. He has to return if he goes by Krishna Gati. Then there is another Gati, which is the best among the Gatis, most preferred among the Gatis. It is called Shukla Gati. Shukla means white. Gati means path. The bright path or the white path. The Upasaka, one who has done Upasana, one who has meditated on Paramatma for a good length of time. Because of the power of his Upasana, travels by Shukla Gati after death. Agnirjyotiraha Shuklaha Shanmasa Uttarayanam Tatra Prayata Gachanti Brahma Vido Janaha. He goes to higher loka. The loka is called Brahma Loka in the Shastras. And in the Puranas it is described as Vaikuntha. Some Puranas describe it as Vaikuntha Loka. Some Puranas describe it as Kailasa. Essentially it is the same Loka. It is the highest possible Loka in the scheme of creation. And if one goes there, he does not return to this human birth. He stays there till the end of the cycle. And at the end of the cycle, he gets moksha. It is called Shukla Gati. Shukadeva says, an upasaka, a bhakta who has done adequate upasana, he has done upasana to the extent that his mind spontaneously resides on Paramatma, effortlessly thinks of Paramatma when he is free or when he is in trouble. His mind naturally flows towards Paramatma. Bhagavan has become the epicenter of his mind. It is like center of gravity. Sometimes there is a doll, a doll-like thing. This doll has a round bottom. And if you place the doll horizontal on the ground, make it fall, it will not fall, it will become erect once again. It will stand straight once again. Any other object will fall down. If you just twist it, it will fall. It will not become erect once again. But the speciality of this doll is that it becomes straight once again. I don't know whether you have seen such dolls. Yeah. So, why does it happen so? Because its center of gravity is located in such a way that it will become erect once again. Likewise, even our mind, it has some center of gravity. It gravitates towards some object or the other spontaneously when we leave it alone. For an ordinary person, the center of gravity is something else. It may be his relative, his son, daughter, or whatever. But an upasaka, his center of gravity is Paramatma. You may disturb his mind for a while, like the doll. It may fall for a while, but again it becomes erect. It regains its position. Likewise, an upasaka's mind, even if it shifts away from Paramatma for a while, effortlessly it returns back to Paramatma. Effortlessly it thinks of Paramatma, thinks of Ishvara, thinks of Bhagavan in some form or the other. It may think of Bhagavan's Leela, or it may think of Bhagavan as everything. The undercurrent of the thought of Paramatma becomes spontaneous in his mind. It is the culmination of upasana. It is the culmination of meditation. Yatra yatra mano yati tatra tatra samadhayah. The mind may go anywhere, still he remains in the samadhi. Remaining in samadhi means remaining in thought of Paramatma. Etam gatim bhagavatim gato yaha savai punarneha vishajjatenga. One who has attained Bhagavati gatihi. As a result of this upasana, he has attained Bhagavati gati. The Shukla gati is referred to as Bhagavati gati. He goes to Bhagavan and he does not return. Thus, meditation is described. And then Shukadeva talks about various devatas. Often people worship various devatas for the sake of various desires, fulfilling various desires. So if you have this desire, worship this devata. In fact, a portion of our Shastras prescribe various devatas for various desires, for fulfilling various desires. Like if you want money, worship Lakshmi, goddess of wealth. If you want knowledge, worship Saraswati. And so many other devatas are prescribed. But finally, Shukadeva says, whether you have some desire or whether you do not have desire, or whether you want the sarva, you want the everything, sarvakamaha, akamas sarvakamo va mokshakama udaradhihi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Akamaha, he may be akama, he does not have any desires. Sarvakamaha, he wants everything. In fact, one who wants moksha is the one who wants everything. Otherwise, we seek only limited things. I want this, I want that. But a seeker of moksha, he wants everything. He says, if I get this, I miss that. I want everything. Meaning, I want the happiness that everything can give. If I get one object, that means I have missed the happiness that another object can give. I am getting the happiness of this object, the happiness that this object is giving, but I am missing the happiness that the other object is giving. A seeker of moksha is the one who wants all happiness. He is sarvakama. If I have to get all happiness, I have to get everything. Not a penny less, not a penny more. I should get everything. How can I get everything? If I accumulate things one by one, it is not going to work. One by one, I accumulate this object, I accumulate that object, I buy this house, I buy that house. Accumulating the objects one by one, I cannot attain everything. Therefore, if I have to get everything, there is only one way. The Shastra says, everything is Paramatma. Sarvam khalvidam Brahma. Everything is Brahman. Everything is Paramatma. Therefore, if you get Paramatma, you get everything. Not only you get everything, you get the happiness that every object can promise you. सोष्णुते सर्वान् कामान् सह ब्रह्मणा विपश्चितेति. Taittiriyopanishad says, one who has understood the Brahman, yo veda nihitam guhayam parame vyoman, soshnute sarvan kaman saha brahmana vipaschiteti. One who has understood the Brahman, one who has understood the Paramatma, which is present in his own heart, he attains all the happiness, sarvan kama, all the happiness that any object in this world can promise. He attains all of them together at the same time. Brahmana, because all the happiness is nothing but Brahman. Any happiness that you get in any source is essentially the happiness of Brahman. Etasyaiva anandasya anyani bhutani matram upajivanti. Any happiness is just a reflection of the happiness of Paramatma. Therefore, sarva kamaha is moksha kama. If I want everything, that means I am seeking Paramatma. There is a story. There was a king, and the king had many objects in his palace because many people were gifting him many things. So many things got accumulated in his palace. Various types of cloths, various types of ornaments, and so on and so on. And then he thought, I should not accumulate all these things. I should distribute all the accumulations among my citizens, among my people. Then how to distribute them? He organized a big exhibition in a hall, big hall, a hall like this, and he organized an exhibition. And he announced in his kingdom, all the people should come and see the things kept in the exhibition. And everyone is supposed to take one object, any object they like, from the exhibition. Then so many people came. They came in a line, one by one. Somebody took a jug, somebody took a smartphone, somebody took a cup, somebody took a chair, somebody took an ornament, somebody took a cloth. It was going on. Exhibition continued because there were many objects. And people took many things one by one. And the king was sitting in the same hall, looking at the people, what these people are doing. King was observing each one, what each one is speaking, and he was enjoying. Oh, people are getting something. And then a young lady came. This young lady looked at all the objects. She looked at one object, then saw another object, saw another object. She looked at all the objects. And finally she left, she was about to leave the place without taking anything, without selecting anything. Then the king observes her. And then the king asks her, approaches her and asks, why you are not taking anything? You have not selected anything. This young lady, young girl, then this lady says, this girl says, when I see one object, I feel if I take this, I will miss the other. If I select the other, I feel I miss this. Every object is limited. So if I have one, I feel, oh, I should have taken the other one. I will miss that. So finally I thought, I will not take anything. Then the king said, no, you cannot say so. You have to take one object, at least any one object should be selected. It is the rule. You have to select one object in this entire hall. Then this girl asked, are you sure you will give? If I select an object, you will definitely give it? Then the king said, yes, I'll definitely give. Then the lady thought a bit. And then she said, then I select you. The girl selected the king. The king had already promised. The king offered himself. The girl became the queen of the kingdom. And once she became the queen, she got everything. Likewise, when we select Paramatma, we are selecting everything. Soshnute sarvan kaman saha. He gets the absolute happiness. Absolute fulfillment. When you get Paramatma, you get absolute fulfillment. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. So one who wants the everything, all happiness, Shukadeva says, he should worship the Parama Purusha, the Paramatma, with great bhakti. Tivrena bhakti yogena. The bhakti has to be tivra, intense, not a manda bhakti. Tivrena bhakti yogi, with intense bhakti. Shukadeva narrates to Parikshit the story of Brahmadeva. Brahmadeva wanted to create the universe. In fact, if you look into the process of Srishti, the process of creation, Bhagavan created Brahmadeva in the beginning of Srishti. And then the further creation is the responsibility of Brahmadeva. You create further. Brahmadeva was wondering how to create, what is the process of Srishti. He could not understand. Then he meditated on Bhagavan. When he meditated on Bhagavan, Bhagavan appeared in front of him. And then he gives him the knowledge of the truth. It is in the second skandha of Bhagavatam, chapter 9. There are 4 shlokas, often referred to as Chatushloki Bhagavatam. It is the essence of Bhagavata, essence of the teaching of Bhagavata, essence of the vision conveyed by Bhagavatam. Ahameva-sameva-agre nanyad sadasatparam paschadaham yadetaccha yovashishyeta sosmyaham. Bhagavan says, Ahameva agre asam. Before Srishti, only I was there. Only Paramatma was there. Sadeva somyedamagra asit ekamevadvitiyam. There was only Paramatma before Srishti. Nanyadyat sadasat param. There was nothing else. Sat as well as asat. Sat means gross. Asat means subtle. Gross or subtle. Nothing was there. Only Paramatma was there. And from the same Paramatma, this Srishti emerged because of the Maya Shakti. Therefore, Paschadaham yadetaccha. Paschat, after Srishti also, all these objects are seen. All these names and forms are seen. Bhagavan says, it is also me. Even now, even during Srishti, there is nothing other than me, the Paramatma. And also, Yovashishyeta sosmyaham. After Pralaya, after the resolution of the universe, What remains? It is me. Only I remain. I was there before Srishti, and I will remain after Srishti. Meaning during Srishti also the reality is only Paramatma. It is like a movie. You go to watch a movie. And you go a bit early before the movie starts. What is there before the movie starts? Only the screen, the movie screen. And what remains after the movie got over? Only the screen. Then what was there during the movie? During the movie you saw many things. The hero, heroine, fire, earth, buildings. We saw many things. But all the objects are nothing but the movie screen. Everything is projected on the same movie screen. Various objects are projected on the movie screen. But the movie screen is not affected by any of the objects projected. If they show fire in the movie screen does not burn. If they show water flood in the movie screen, the screen is not wet. It remains as dry as ever, as before. Likewise, the Satchidananda Paramatma. Paramatma is Satchidananda. Sat means existence. Chit means consciousness. Ananda, happiness. Satchidananda Paramatma alone is the reality. Even before Srishti, even during Srishti, and even after Srishti. Pratyartham yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tadvidyadatmano mayam yatha bhaso yatha tamaha. Now, Bhagavan is describing Maya. If Paramatma is the only reality, why we don't see the Paramatma? Why we are not aware of the Paramatma? If the universe is unreal, why do we see the universe as the reality? Then Paramatma Bhagavan says, there is a Maya, Atmanaha Maya. The Maya is Atmanaha. The Maya belongs to Paramatma. Atmanaha Maya, implying the Maya does not have independent existence. Maya has a speciality. it does not have independent existence. In other words, the Maya does not have intrinsic existence. Let me give an example. You must be carrying some currency note. Let's take 100 rupee note. What is the value of 100 rupee note? 100 rupees note. What is its value? Its value is obviously 100 rupees. But is the 100 rupees its intrinsic value? It is not the intrinsic value, because it is just a paper. The intrinsic value is the value of its nature. 100 rupees is a note, is a paper, and something is printed on it. Therefore, the note does not have intrinsic value. Intrinsic value is almost zero. If you tear the note, what do you get? Nothing. But where does it find the 100 rupees, the value? If you look into the note, somebody has signed on the note. Governor, Reserve Bank of India, I promise to pay the bearer a sum of rupees 100. Governor, Reserve Bank of India. Therefore, it gets its value because of the endorsement of the Reserve Bank of India. The 100 rupees is not its intrinsic value, it is endorsed value. Likewise, the Maya does not have intrinsic existence. It has endorsed existence. It seems to be present because of the existence of Paramatma. It cannot exist independent of Paramatma. Means it does not have existence independent of Paramatma. It is a very unique concept in Vedanta. It does not have intrinsic existence. Therefore, it is called Atmanaha Maya. The Maya who depends on the Atma. Maya which depends on the Atma, on the Paramatma. And what does this Maya do? Bhagavan says, Ritertham yat pratiyeta. Because of the Maya, the unreal objects appear as real. The unreal objects appear because of Maya. Rite artham, that which does not have reality appears, and appears as real also. Na pratiyeta chatmani, and the Atma, which is the reality, it seems to be absent. It is hidden. The reality is hidden, and the unreality appears to be the real. It is done by Maya. There are two examples given. Yatha bhaso yatha tamaha, yatha abhasaha yatha tamaha, yatha abhasaha. The commentators explain the abhasa as a second moon, as a reflected moon, or a second moon. If there is some problem in our eyes, squint, we see two moons. The second moon is not there, not real, but it appears. It is referred to here as abhasaha, dvitiya chandraha, the second moon. It is the example of something unreal appearing as real. And yatha tamaha, tamaha, in this context, tamaha refers to Rahu. Rahu hides the Chandra, the moon or sun, during eclipse, during grahana. Likewise, the Maya hides the Paramatma, veils the Paramatma. That is why we are not aware of our true nature. The Maya has hidden our true self. And the same Maya has presented us as the body, mind, senses, etc. Because of the Maya, we have got a distorted identity of ourselves. We have forgotten, we have lost our true nature, and we have identified with our false nature. Yatha mahanti bhutani bhuteshu chavacheshvanu pravishtānya pravishtāni tatha teshu nateshvaham. Now Bhagavan says, He is the only reality. Bhagavan is the only reality. How can this be understood? It is because He is present in the presence as well as absence of everything else. I am present in the beings and I am present outside the beings. Aham teshu, I am present in the beings and I am not present in them also. Means I am present outside them also. An example is given. Yatha mahanti bhutani bhuteshu uccavacheshu anupravishtani apravishtani. Mahanti bhutani, the five elements. Let us take any of the five elements. Let us take the space. The space is in this cup. The space seems to be confined to this cup. But in reality, the space is not confined. The space is not limited by the cup. The space is everywhere. It seems to have entered and seems to be confined by the cup. Likewise, the Paramatma seems to be confined in this body. But in reality, he is not confined. Yatha, last one among the Chatushloki. Etavadeva jijnasyam tattva jijnasunatmanaha अन्वयव्यतिरेकाभ्याम यत्स्यात् सर्वत्र सर्वदा. One who wants to know the truth has to know only this much. What? Paramatma alone is the reality. Anvaya Vyatireka. Through Anvaya and Vyatireka. Anvaya means positively. Vyatireka means through negation. Through negation of the Jagat and through the affirmation of the presence of Paramatma. One should understand Brahman, Paramatma is the only reality. Sarvatra Sarvada, in every object, in every place and at every point of time. Brahman is the only reality. If this is understood, everything is understood. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.